Amongst his revelations he had seen, he said, how history was moving on into great change, and the old wisdom was vanishing. So he'd called me back to film just enough of him to remind us that we all have undreamed of powers sleeping within us.
Will show me what I've come so far to see.
See the moon?
Yes.
I know the Buddha was born under the full moon. I know how important the full moon is in Buddhist culture. And if I take my hand and close my fingers around the moon and cause it to disappear.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you.
Please sit down.
Okay. So, the thing that I hear the most about you, and you can tell me if this is true or not, is that you have power of levitation. And as a magician, this is something that I'm fascinated with.
Your magic is fantastic, but we're not the same the Buddhist meditations.
Yes, I understand. I know you don't want to teach me how to do it or tell me any of what you do, but maybe I could just witness it.
You come from very far away. You show me your skill. I don't know what happened, but I will try one time.
Okay, great.
I need you back. If you still close me, then my energy doesn't go. Yes.
Okay. Right now he's saying his mantra. It's the real deal. Seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? Wow. There's no wires. I don't see anything. This is crazy. Can I approach you?
I first met him in the early 80s in a Chinatown of urban Java. He didn't want his real name or address revealed, so we called him DJ for Dynamo Jack. He was only a healer, he said, but he did direct a powerful energy generated from his own body into his patients. Sometimes he used the needles, sometimes just his hands. He called the energy Qi, and it was so strong that he usually needed a grounder to hold his patients' feet. For years we followed him around Java on his healing rounds, pleading to be allowed to film him, but he always refused, saying his powers resulted from a type of meditation with an ancient tradition of secrecy. It was only when my brother Lorne was suffering from a serious eye infection that he finally allowed us to film him in 1987.
It was nothing like any acupuncture I'd ever had. I was getting really powerful electric shocks and couldn't control my movements at all.
yin yang, positive and negative, you know. And my positive from here and my negative from here, and we meet together, this can get like electricity.
And is this because you're special? You have a special sort of
It's
body?
meditation every day.
It's meditation that does it.
Meditation every day. Like you can touch me, like this. It's nothing, okay? It's my burn. Just like this.
For our sound recordist, it was also a shocker. He then took our newspaper outside and showed us how chi can also be used to set things on fire. When he heard we'd shown this footage in public, he was very upset and refused all our future efforts to contact him again. As the years passed, we sadly resigned ourselves to never seeing him again. My brother Lorne never did, for by 1997 he was already dead, when I again found myself with DJ, now treating me for an eye problem. But it wasn't this that brought me back. He had tracked me down out of the blue and invited me to tell me a story. He had just returned from 2 years on a deep meditational journey, alone in the heart of Borneo. And that there's nothing special about him except for his training in waking them. Grounding this patient, my cameraman Joe is having to use all his weight to keep contact. The chi is pushing him away. He seems able to control the amplitude of this chi, like a dimmer switch, and it causes uncontrollable responses in the patients and their grounders.
I can barely keep my hand on you. It wants to fly off. The electricity is so strong.
This mother unwittingly grounds her child. He won't sit still, so she's asked to hold him and grin and bear it. Sometimes signs of this passing energy can be seen in the transmitter too. This chi stuff is only the surface, he says, of the real adventure beneath, in the meditational technique. Projecting chi from the palm of the hand can also be used to resist rifle pellets, he says. First, you learn to distinguish between yin and yang chi in your body. Then how to pull it in your navel chakra. Then how to project it, he says. And it's the proportionate mixture between yin and yang which accounts for different effects, like pulling or pushing objects or igniting them. Then he gets really strange. He says that mastering yin chi is the key to the spirit world.
Discussion regarding this feeling-based prayer, this lost mode of prayer, sometimes seems a little more than academic until we can actually apply it in our lives or see it applied in our lives. It's in the late 1990s that I had the opportunity to do precisely that, when I saw the footage documenting the healing of a life-threatening condition within the body of a living woman using precisely the kinds of techniques that we're speaking about right now. For me, it was this kind of information that took this lost modality of prayer out of the realm of academics and into something that's very real that we can apply in our lives. I had the opportunity during that time to see some video footage of the healing of a 3-inch diameter bladder cancer inside the body of a woman who, by Western medical standards, had been diagnosed inoperable. She had gone, as a last resort, to a medicineless hospital in Beijing, China. It was in this medicineless hospital where they began simply by addressing the life-affirming ways that she could change how she was living her life. They taught her life-affirming ways to breathe and life-affirming ways to nourish her body, gentle movements to stimulate the energy centers in her body. And as she was doing these and strengthening her body, at one point it made sense to undergo a process. Now I'd like to share this. I'd like to describe it to you as a very potent example of how the feeling world inside of our bodies has a direct effect, in this case a very graphic effect, on the world beyond our bodies. So in the video documentation, the film shows a woman lying on in a hospital room. She's fully awake, she's fully conscious, she believes in the process that's about to happen. Before her, there is an ultrasound technician who is running an ultrasound wand over her lower abdomen that we can see on a split-screen television. And on the left-hand side of the screen, they do a snapshot, a freeze frame of an instant in time for reference, so we can see what her condition looked like in that instant in time. On the right-hand side of the screen, we are able to watch real time as 3 practitioners stand behind her, working with the energy in her body and with the feelings in their bodies. And what they do is they begin to chant a word that to them they've agreed upon, that reinforces the feeling within them that she's already healed. The chant essentially says already healed, already done. And as they begin to have this feeling and to say these words among themselves, on the computer screen, on the television screen, we can watch in real time this cancerous tumor as it disappears in less than 3 minutes real time. It's not like time-lapse on a documentary where you see a rose unfold in 30 seconds in something that normally takes days. This literally happens in less than 3 minutes. Her body responded to the feelings of the practitioners who were trained to have the kinds of feelings that they were having. And all they were feeling was the feeling of what it feels like to be in the presence of a woman who is already healed, fully enabled, fully capacitated. They were not seeing her as a woman who was sick, and they weren't saying, bad cancer, you've got to go away.
I mean, what you do?
I thank you for finding me. And I remember this, keep your mind open and always continue to learn.
Thank you. Tomase. Don't do that.
At birth, Alexander Levitt's eyes were not connected to his brain.
I was born blind, and all the doctors said I would never see.
But he claims that being blind unlocked an alternative form of vision in his brain. He says he can now see clearly, even when blindfolded. Does he really possess some comic book super sight? I'm here to find out. I've brought Alex to Los Angeles to investigate the rumor he can see with his mind, which has made him a living legend back in Russia. Although a recent operation has reconnected his optic nerves, he's still medically blind. But to prove he's not simply seeing with his eyes, Alex wears a blindfold.
I can see 30% with my eyes normally. But with the blindfold on, I can actually see a bit better.
He says putting on the blindfold switches on his super sight.
Right, it's a solid piece of leather.
Yeah, there's no way
that you can see through this.
Alex tells me the techniques he claims to use are highly controversial, with most people thinking it's an elaborate hoax.
So you were just moving your hands in front of your face. What were you doing then?
The way I see and visualize things is kind of through a screen, like a television. And the arm movements you saw, I was kind of setting the boundaries of my screen.
He says he can even feel the differences in light energy between colors. And he says he can prove it by beating me at pool. I guess Alex could have remembered where the balls were before he put the blindfold on. Time to make it more difficult.
But now that the balls have moved around, I mean, how are you imagining where... I mean, do you know where the white ball is right now? Could you point to the white ball? All right. Well, I'm absolutely confused because, I mean, you imagined where that ball would end up?
I imagined it with my mind.
But it's not just the white ball. Somehow, Alex points out each and every ball left on the table.
But you're spot on.
I want Alex to explain what's going on.
Okay.
It is actually vision, because the optical system consists of not only the eye, but also the nerves and all the brain functions that help make it operable.
Alex claims that his visual cortex works just like any normal brain, but it's receiving signals from different parts of his body.
So you're still using some of the optical nerves in your brain, you're just not using your eyeballs. All right, well, you sunk it. It's still your shot, man. Okay.
Alex seems convincing, but a human creating sight by feeling light energy? It goes against all conventional wisdom.
I just don't understand what it is.
I want neuropsychologist Bill Scott to design a test to push Alex's Jedi-like super sight to the next level.
So, Alex, come over here.
Time for Bill to see what Alex is capable of.
All right, Alex, first I want you to find the ball on the table.
Нет, что-то не видно. Вот он.
All right, so...
I have no idea how he could possibly be seeing that.
See how confusing it is? All right, you try this time, Bill.
All right. Wow, that's incredible.
It's amazing.
Can I throw it too?
Ну, можно.
Wow! Dude, just to hit it like that is amazing. There's no way you could see it horizontally like that, looking straight forward.
Alex has impressed the doctor, but to find out how he's doing it, the next test will remove all sensory information. There's no sound, air movement, or vibrations.
When there's an R, I'll have you click your right thumb, and when there's an L, you'll click your left thumb, and when there's a P, you won't click any button.
The only way he can sense what's on the screen is by using some kind of Jedi-like sight without sight.
If he could do this with a blindfold on, it would be the most remarkable thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
So you think this is pretty much impossible for him to do?
Absolutely.
Не очень хорошо. Все, готов.
Okay, ready? Here. I'll take. Okay. Unbelievable.
He's right every time.
To get any of those right is scary. You're doing amazing. Okay. Wow. It's remarkable. Okay, well, okay, I am impressed. I'm very impressed.
So, how is this possible? What is going on? You said it would be impossible.
I have no idea.
So he was honestly seeing what was on the screen?
Clearly.
But he was blindfolded.
Absolutely.
So what do you think of what you just witnessed?
I think I saw a superhuman.
All right, I gotta ask Alex something. Just be honest with me. Is this some sort of trick?
Нет.
The doctor's convinced Alex has a real-life superpower, but I want to push him to the next level and find out if he might just be the most amazing superhuman I've ever met.
All right, let's find out if you can really see in the dark, Alex.
Although born totally blind, Alexander Levitt already convinced a neuropsychologist that he can see without using his eyes.
He's right every time. To get any of those right is scary.
But I've got one final test that will push his Jedi-like power to the limit.
All right, Alex. Right behind this door, I have the ultimate challenge for you. We'll finally be able to tell if you can truly see with your mind or not. But first, I need you to put your blindfold on.
Inside this room, I've placed 4 objects on pedestals. Alex doesn't know where they are or what they are.
Ready? This is gonna be a lot of fun. Follow me. There are 4 white pedestals with objects on them. Now I want you to locate these objects. Not only locate them, but destroy them with this baseball bat.
Even without the blindfold, Alex is legally blind.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
О, вот, вижу, есть одна.
Alex locates the first vase with ease. But can he hit it dead on?
You got 3 more objects to find.
I think that the next vase is right here.
So what color is it?
It's dark red, tall, elongated, and circular.
All right, well, if that's what you see.
After finding both vases so easily, it's time to take the difficulty up to the max.
Can we kill the lights, please? All right, let's find out if you can really see in the dark, Alex. All right, Alex, so what do you see?
Я вижу вас, и я вижу пазл.
So what color is this object?
Голубой.
It's green.
Right, what shape is it?
Кувшин такой.
It has handles that are curved.
Absolutely no way you can see that. I honestly didn't think you'd be able to find a single object with the lights off. But you actually found it pretty quickly. I'm becoming a believer of you, Alex. I honestly think you can see with your mind. But you only got 1 target left. So you ready to proceed?
Of course.
All right.
Вот это разбитое.
Yep.
Вот это разбито. А вот это наша цель. А вот это наша последняя цель.
You're spot on, man. That is your last target. But what does it look like?
Это...
It's white at the top and less white at the bottom. It's a vase, like the other ones.
Равномерной круглой формы.
The only way to explain what I just witnessed is that Alex can truly see using only his mind.
Although he was born blind, his super sight technique appears to give him a completely new sense, making him a true superhuman. Next up, but first up, there are comic book superheroes with all sorts of fantastic powers. X-ray vision, the ability to read minds. The next man I want Daniel to meet claims to have the power of telekinesis and can move and bend objects using only the power of his mind.
Out of all the superhumans I've investigated, this next man claims to have a power that just seems impossible.
Telekinesis is basically the ability to move objects without the use of a touch.
Guy Bavali says he has the power to warp, distort, and move objects with simply the power of his mind.
The mind is more powerful than what you think. So you have to believe in yourself. If you believe, you can reach and grab it.
I want to find out if his claims are real and see if he really fits into Stan's superhuman league. I'm meeting Guy at a diner in downtown LA. I hope there's more to him than spoon bending. Tales of telekinesis go as far back as the legendary magician Merlin, using just the power of his mind to move the massive boulders at Stonehenge. Could these legends have some base in reality? I've actually heard you have telekinetic powers. Is that true?
Well, that's what I'm here for, right?
So
figure it out.
so tell me about it. When did you discover you had these powers?
I always wanted to do things that other people cannot. And slowly but surely, I started to practice all kind of telekinesis or other forms of movement, mind power, etc.
So what kind of things can you do with telekinesis?
For example, a spoon. Just a regular spoon. Now watch this. Put your hand on top, just like that, okay? And just, by touching, just moving your hand, you create an energy, and then it starts to move like that, you see? Just like that.
So what's going on? There's no wires wrapped around this? How's that? All right, you're stumping me here. You're stumping me. What did I just see?
What you saw was a form of telekinesis, or what other people perceive as a telekinesis. You take all the senses that you have, you put them together in the right way, and you can create the sixth, maybe even the seventh sense.
You're saying that the sixth sense is a combination of everything we do.
My personal opinion, yes.
But it's just so hard for me to believe what's happening. Let me see him. I want to see him first. Before you're handing to him. Do you know him? Are you guys buddies or something? No.
You see, just touch it for a second. Touch.
The reason why I'm having such a hard time believing what I'm saying is because, this has always been in the realm of like a magician or something, I have to think that this is trickery. Guy's ability is certainly baffling. It's time to play things by my rules. So I'm taking him to a hardware store he's never seen before. And I will choose the objects myself. So now we're on my turf, so I really want to find where your capabilities lie. Right, so this is spoon-like. It's made out of metal. It's got some straight edges, a little bend to it. Mm-hmm. So let's see what you can do with this.
I don't know.
Is that it?
Let's check. Just let me try. Phil. Oh.
All right. Although that was amazing, and it seemed from my eyes that you made the object moving without touching it, you were still moving your hands.
Sure.
I've only seen Guy use metal objects so far. I want him to prove he's not using magnets.
How much convincing would you want to be?
All right, you gotta convince me somehow.
Watch this.
Okay.
Paint.
Okay. Paint star.
Wood, yeah. Okay. Put it here. Just balance it. See, now, I think, it's kind of a balanced. Okay.
Okay, all right. Well, see, that was different than all the other stuff because you were pushing it, your other hand was gone.
The paint stir definitely wasn't metal, which cancels out any idea of magnetism.
I have no idea what's going on, so I need to explore every avenue available.
Okay.
I've seen spoon benders before, but Guy says he does it for real. Magicians supposedly use heat to do it, so I want him to bend a key while I monitor heat levels with an infrared camera.
Okay, I'm focused.
There's no unusual heat, but the key is already starting to bend.
Focus now on that area. Are you able to hold the camera and give me one hand? And still...
If we keep the key in the exact same position,
like
you can't be moving the key around because I can't focus.
Okay, like this?
Yes.
Okay. Can you close your hand, and I'll try to put the heat through my hand.
There's still nothing out of the ordinary on the infrared camera.
Tell me if you feel something.
I feel your hands touching me.
Slowly but surely, I hope. Okay. Take your hand.
Okay. Okay. So you put this in my hand. All right, I am confused.
I've watched Guy closely, and it's clear there aren't any strings or abnormal heat, so I found no evidence of trickery.
I'm at a loss. I have no idea where to go with this. This is not possible. Now I want to find out what's going on inside your mind when you do these. I need some scientific proof of what you're doing is real.
I'm taking Guy to a neuropsychologist who will look at his inner brain workings and find out if he's truly superhuman.
Something that is actually scary, bizarre, which I've never seen in people.
This machine doesn't lie.
In the Cold War, telekinesis was investigated when a Russian woman used her mind to move objects. No answers were found, but I'm here to investigate Guy Bavli's claim to possess this power. I've already seen him move objects and bend metal. I've scrutinized how he does it, but still found nothing.
This is not possible.
Now, to look deep into the inner workings of his brains, I brought Guy to meet neuropsychologist Bill Scott.
Whenever our neurons are firing, they create signals that are detectable on the surface of the scalp.
Bill will measure the brain activity with an EEG, an advanced piece of equipment that will amplify electrical frequencies released from Guy's brain.
I'm curious about guys to see what might be happening from a baseline condition of him not doing anything to when he's performing his skill. Every state that we experience, there's brainwaves that are involved in them. A state of telekinesis is one that I've personally not looked at before.
Sounds like an open brain surgery to me.
Yeah, without the knives.
Yeah.
Before connecting Guy up for the final test, I want him to show Bill what he can do and see if he can see something I've missed.
Put both of your hands just like that. Now tell me the truth. And Bill, you can see here. Your job is to count how many times you felt or you feel that I touch you. Close your eyes.
Okay,
close your eyes. Excellent. And you're gonna watch here, Bill.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very important. Now I'm gonna touch your hand a few times and just count with your heart how many times you feel that I'm touching you. It's very important that you, exactly, just how many times you feel, touch, exactly. One here, one there, and that's about it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Open your eyes.
Okay.
Daniel, tell me the truth. How many times you felt that I touched your hand?
6 times.
6 times?
Yes.
It didn't appear to at all, actually.
I never touched you. In numbers?
Yeah, I'd say 0.
0. Never touched you.
So what's going on here?
You felt it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't see it.
Yeah.
He was here.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, was he moving your hands back and forth like this?
Yeah.
Like that's what was happening?
Yeah. Just like that.
Is this exactly what happened?
That was exactly it, yeah.
I mean, I honestly felt it.
Yeah.
I really felt it.
Yeah.
Were you impressed by the demonstration?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like it. I'd like to see him actually move something with his mind.
I've seen Guy move many different objects.
Please close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes.
And he's demonstrated his ability several times to the doctor.
I felt 2 touches right here.
Wow, that's incredible. He touched me with it on my nose, and you apparently felt it.
Okay, and there was nothing in front of my face?
No, he never even got close to you.
If he really does use his mind, he's surely superhuman. But we haven't looked under scientific testing. Will the EEG machine show anything superhuman in Guy's brain frequencies?
Basically, I'll do any kind of movement with it whatsoever.
All right, no wires are attached?
No.
Well, see, what you did is so unbelievable, I can't believe it myself. Like, I saw it right in front of my eyes, and it's just unexplainable. You're a scientist. I mean, how can you explain what just happened?
I really can't.
Guy's brain activity when he's doing nothing is completely normal. But Bill measured Guy's brain gamma waves during the pin move and found some astounding results.
Something that is actually scary, bizarre, which I've never seen in people. The point that the pen first moved, he had this very large burst of gamma activity.
So he really is actually doing something odd with his brain.
The gamma waves could be the answer to Guy's powers.
Absolutely. That is about over twice as high as someone would have if they were having a seizure.
Well, see, that's amazing because the peak isn't just anywhere. It's at the exact moment that the pin moved.
I've never seen anything like it.
Do you believe you just saw telekinesis? Are you a believer?
Yeah, I could not explain that.
I wasn't sure then. I was still skeptical, but when your hands were back and the entire thing flipped in, I'm sold.
The data suggests that Guy Buckley does possess some kind of power, but sometimes we just cannot explain what we see.